Hey horse lovers, welcome back to Free Spirit Equestrian. So we have a huge update on Lumiere and Mushu. However, this video is primarily about Lumiere and you're gonna know why here pretty soon. So most of you know that Lumiere and Mushu went to Wyoming. They went out there to Carla June because she was gonna help find them homes. She specializes in selling high quality horses, mainly gypsy vanners, and there was literally nobody better to do this than her because she has a lot of connections. She totally understands the breed, and honestly, I felt so good about it. However, I am here to tell you today that Lumiere is leaving Wyoming. And that is because Lumiere has officially found a new home. And honestly, I am so happy and excited. This is absolutely fantastic for Lumiere, and this is exactly what we were looking for. I purchased Lumiere a little over a year and a half ago, and he has truly just come so far since I bought him. Long story short, I won't get into all of the details, but there was a lot of information that was not disclosed to us when we first purchased him. However, now looking back and seeing how everything is played out, I am so incredibly thankful that he came here to Free Spirit Equestrian and that we crossed paths, because I 100% believe in my heart that Lumiere would not be the horse he is today or where he is today if it wasn't for the fact that we crossed paths. Lumiere just went to Wyoming a little over a month and a half ago, almost 2 months, and he has found his special person. And I'm excited to say that he is gonna be staying out west. I'm not gonna say exactly where he's gonna be because I wanna respect his new owner's privacy, but he's gonna be in Nevada. He is gonna be living on site with his owner. They own a farm and they also have a trainer, so that is absolutely perfect. That way they will have a support system, and they are an extremely competent rider themselves. They do dressage, they do Western, trail riding, and I just think it's going to be perfect because the dressage will keep his brain, thinking and working on technical things, while the trail riding will be very fun and uplifting for him and keep him fit, and then the Western work as well. A lot of people have asked, how do I feel about this? Of course, it's bittersweet. Part of me is sad because, I had this thought of what Lumiere was going to be and it didn't turn out that way. But at the same time, like I said, I'm so thankful for this entire journey. He taught me a lot. I learned a lot, not only with my horsemanship, but when it comes to networking with other trainers. I think that's so important. Jackson and Carla definitely helped him along in his journey. And he's truly just such an incredible horse now. What I feel is that his new owner is getting the horse that I thought that I was getting, if that makes sense. He's now far enough along in his journey that that's the horse that I thought I was purchasing, but now they get to have that, which I feel so good about, because Lumiere is truly an example of our mission here at Free Spirit Equestrian. Even though my intentions were to keep him forever, he actually totally represents everything we do at Free Spirit Equestrian and bettering horses. And that is what I am extremely thankful for. Honestly, he sold faster than I thought he would. However, these people took their time. They not only spoke to me, of course they spoke to Carla, but they also talked to his other trainer who told me all of the details when I found out about Lumiere and all the different things. Plus, they watched all my YouTube videos and everything. So the cool part is they know exactly what they're getting. There's no secrets, there's no hiding anything. And I think that's what's beautiful. Going into the mindset of, okay, this is the horse's past, this is where he is today, this is what I want to do with him, and he's a really great fit. I mean, seriously, Lumiere is honestly the most magnificent horse I've ever seen in my life, with my own eyes. You see him and you are just holy cow, this horse is gorgeous. Plus, he is so kind. He absolutely 1000% deserves his own person. And what I really like about his new home is, like I said, he's going to be at their facility. He's not going to be boarded, but they still have that support system. And it's their horse, right? It's their one and only horse that they're dumping all of their energy into. And it's not a big facility where there's going to be a bunch of other horses around and all these herd changes. It's really busy here at Free Spirit Equestrian. And I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to give him exactly what he needed. And I think that's what people need to do. They need to respect what they can and cannot take on. Not that I couldn't handle him, okay? A lot of people are like, oh, well, she just couldn't handle Lumiere. No. That is not the case. It's the fact that I didn't have the right setup and exactly what this horse needed dedication-wise. So the fact that these people came out and tried him, they took their time, they've kind of been interested in him ever since they heard that he was going to Carla. So it wasn't just a couple days talking, came and tried him, great, bye. They've actually spent their time understanding, what they're getting into, and, spent a weekend out there. So I just am so happy for Lumiere. He deserves this. Honestly, People think that it was this story where, oh, I just went and tried the most magnificent, gorgeous horse and I just bought him because he's pretty and all of these different things. But actually, Lumiere's true story is a little bit, sad. And now that he's come to Free Spirit Equestrian, really settled in, like emotionally, he's gotten so much more training under his belt. He's been, exposed to a lot of different things. His confidence has been completely built up and he's gone different places. He's done different things. He's had different riders on him. And I think this is just perfect. And now this person gets to truly enjoy Lumiere and all he has to offer because he really is an astonishing horse. And it's hard in the sense because, I look back at our memories and the videos and the pictures and everything, and yeah, it is sad. I'm just so thankful that he came into my life and we did justice for him. Like, we did everything that he needed, and it wasn't just one of those things like, oh, he's not working, like I'm gonna write him off. Like, nope, I spent a year working with him myself, over a year, like a year and 2 months, 3 months, really putting in like 5 days a week, Liberty, groundwork, riding, Western, English, some jumping. Like, I really set his foundation, and then sent him to Jackson to build the confidence, and then to Carla to find him a home, which in the meantime, she was trail riding him and doing other things too. And the fact that this horse now has these different things like on his resume and under his belt truly makes him a better horse and a true equine citizen that's gonna flourish now in his new home. And that's what this is all about. And I actually liked that this all played out the way it did because, like I said, I learned things. Things aren't always gonna go the way you think they are, especially with horses. And it's always funny, like when you have a plan with horses, it's just doomed to go another way, right? You can have, an idea and you can have goals, but sometimes things just aren't gonna play out until, you get to know that horse or as time goes on. I'm very happy about this situation and I just cannot wait, to hear how he does in his new home. Now, I just want to let you guys know, I don't think they really do social media. They're pretty private. So I know that's hard, when you guys follow a horse's journey, and I know you want updates, but you have to understand, like, social media is not for everybody, and we have no entitlement to the horses. I mean, honestly, like, I have made the conscious decision to share my life and my horses and my horsemanship journey to the public and on social media, but that is absolutely not what others have to do. And if anything, I completely understand why, because it is really hard and it's emotionally taxing. And honestly, like, I understand why people wouldn't want to deal with it. So we have to be respectful of that, but I will give you updates, when I can, and let you know how magnificent Lumiere is doing. This lady is so excited about him, as she should be. Like, he is so cool and they are just going to be beautiful together. And I know that she's going to value him for the horse that he is, the horse he's become, and just what they're going to do and their goals. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's a beautiful place where he's going. So I just feel so good about it. And I'm very, very happy with Carla. Like, she has communicated so well. She's completely understood, what I'm looking for and what Lumiere needs. And she totally understands Lumiere, and the whole process was seamless. I still felt like I was as involved as I wanted to be, or hands off as much as I wanted to be too. So that was super awesome. And that I had complete control in the final say at the end of the day when it came to, rehoming him. Now, I'm sure all of you are gonna be like, oh my gosh, now what about Mushu? Mushu's doing awesome. We have some interest in him as well. I'll keep you updated on how that goes. And I know you guys are gonna be like, oh no, now they're separated. I want you guys to understand that, of course, like, in a euphoric world, it would be wonderful if Lumiere and Mushu sold together. However, this is reality, and they're not cheap horses. They're both completely different horses, with different needs per se in terms of what kind of owner and rider they would have. And it's extremely unrealistic to think that they would be going together. Like, of course, that would be awesome, but I knew that was unrealistic. And we're gonna go with, what makes sense for each horse. Now, Mushu is obviously going to be with another herd. He acclimates super easily. He's not going to have any issues with that. And they got along really well, right? Like, they were little besties when they're together. But I want you to understand, they're not going to be like heartbroken or upset when one of them is apart. Like, horses don't necessarily think that way as long as they have their own herd and other herd members. They absolutely do bond with one another. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to be, misleading or anything. As long as they have other horses, they acclimate okay. I mean, some longer than others. Like, of course, Lumiere, he's not as good with the herd changes, but he's not going to be upset that Mushu isn't there. Like, to be honest, they're not really going to care. But I thought setting them there together, it would make the trip more comforting because they have some familiarity with one another. So I'm happy as far as that goes. And, they are little besties, but at the same time, they're both going to be going on their separate journeys and separate paths. And I think that's just really important. Like, horses, it's very complex. It's very interesting when it comes to, their needs and what kind of home they need. It's not like a dog. It's not like a cat. Of course, I care for them the same way, but they're big animals. They can be a liability, and they're very, very, very expensive. So when it comes to horses, going to different homes, it's a lot different. It's a different mindset, if that makes sense. But yeah, the little smoosh is doing good. I have been absolutely slammed, like so busy with the horses, with events, with my students, with the retreats. I'm going to try to fly out and see Mushu. I just don't know exactly when that's going to happen because it has just been absolutely off the wall crazy here at Free Spirit Equestrian, and we have so many things coming up. And I know Mushu's in good hands, but I do want to see if I can try to get out there. It's just hard because it's not just like, oh, I can just drive there or it's a quick flight. It's in Wyoming and it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so it's quite a trek to get out there, and it's just exhausting, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna see what I can do because obviously I miss Mushu so much. Like, I really, really do. And I just love little Smoosh. And for some reason, if we can't find him a good home, which I do absolutely think we will, I have no problem bringing him back because I adore him. Everybody adores him here. But obviously that's not the goal. And she does have some leads on him. So I will keep you updated every step of the way. But they both look phenomenal. They're both staying busy. And now we have Lumiere's, next step. And of course, absolutely 100%, I did do a buyback contract with Lumiere. I have the first right of refusal. I mean, if something came up, that would be very unfortunate. But if for some reason something came up, he would either come back to me or, they would send him to Carla or I would send him to Carla to find him a home again. But of course, that's not the goal. But obviously, you always have to think of what could happen. You know what I'm saying? So I was extremely rigid when it came to, figuring out the right home for him and what was best, and his price point too, right? I felt really good about his price point. His price was enough that I felt like they valued him not actually making money, because after his purchase price, all of the time I put into him, all of the time, I spent getting him to where he is today, and then, sending him out to Carla and, giving her, the price point as well when it came to commissions. I didn't make any money. Even at the price he sold, I did not make any money. And I'm not going to say the price because I don't want to do that to the owner or whatever, but it was a good price. But yeah, at the end of the day, I still didn't make money off him. I don't make money selling horses like people think. I truly don't. There's been a couple that I ended up getting during COVID when the market tanked. And then just because of the market, it skyrocketed and I ended up making a little bit of money, but that's only because the market value. That is not my business model, selling horses. My business model is YouTube and my boutique and my lesson program, okay? It's not from selling horses. And I'm actually very blessed and thankful that I don't have to depend on selling horses for money, because then it doesn't skew my perception or, subconscious when it comes to finding them a home. I need to move them along. I need to make money. That's just not what I do. There's nothing wrong with that either. There is absolutely nothing wrong with selling horses, okay? Carla sells horses, and a lot of people do that. If you do it honestly, I don't think there's any problem with it, as long as you're reputable and you're putting the horse's best interest first. I also want to talk real quick on how important it is to network. I'm going to tell you this. This is one lesson I learned. I am extremely stubborn, and I have never, ever sent a horse off for training. Not once in my entire life. And honestly, that's not okay. I should be utilizing my network. I should be utilizing other equine professionals, because there's always going to be somebody out there who does something better than you do, or a certain situation might arise. Now, I have sent horses to another person to rehome per se, but I have never sent a horse out for training. Lumiere was the very first horse. And it's not because I couldn't do it. It's because I knew Jackson was better at it. He was better at it, and he had a better setup to do that, okay? And same with Carla. I knew that she was going to be way better and way more successful at finding the type of homes that Lumiere and Mushu needed. And I will be utilizing my network in the future. I also want to say that Carla sends horses out for training. She has 2 or 3 horses out in training with different trainers right now because they do different things than she does. So this is just a message to put your pride and ego aside and utilize your equine network. That is so important, and that is a lesson that I learned during this experience, and I will continue doing that because honestly this entire experience with Lumiere and Mushu has been amazing, and I could have never sold Lumiere the way that she did. Like, it would have just been such a fiasco, and honestly I just don't have like the patience or the ability to emotionally like detach with his specific situation. And I knew that she could add in the logic, but that I could still make, you know, that final call. Anyways, horse lovers, I really am just so appreciative of all of your support like throughout this entire journey with Lumiere, and of course Mushu's journey, and everything we do here at Free Spirit Equestrian. You guys have no idea how much it means to me, and I am thankful at the end of the day that I'm able to share my journey, even though, you know, it comes with some pros and cons. At the end of the day, the pros 1,000% outweigh the cons, like having this community and having, you know, all of these people behind me. So thank you so much. And because all of you give so much, I decided that I wanted to give in return. And to celebrate Lumiere's new journey, his new home, I am going to be giving away 30 free $20 gifts. So this is the Luscious Lumiere Buckskin Body Oil Spray. It is amazing. It smells so good. And we're going to give away 30 of these. They're $20 each, but we're giving away 30 of them, and they're not even going to be available for purchase because I got them all and I just want to give them all away because I'm so thankful for everything. So anybody who places an order, like, you can literally order anything in the boutique, you're gonna get a free Luscious Lumiere Buckskin Body Oil Spray, and the scent is like a vanilla oatmeal. It smells amazing. All it is just like something you can spritz on your wrist, and it's not a perfume, but it's like an oil that has some scent to it, and it's natural. It's really, really good. I love the smell of it. It's very light, it's very sweet. So anybody who places an order and wants to celebrate Luscious Lumiere, you will get one of these until they run out. It's just something really small I can do to give back to all of you because you are all supportive towards me and my mission and the horses here at FSE. So yeah, we have like the Free Spirit Equestrian tank tops. Those are selling out really fast. Like, a lot of the sizes are sold out, but we still have some. Today I'm wearing my Posted and Peach lipstick. We have a bunch of other things you can still purchase and get your little free Lumiere bottle. So let's go ahead and take a look back at all of the wonderful memories we've had with Lumiere since he came to FSE. All right, horse lovers, thank you so much for watching. I hope you appreciated this update on Lumi and Mushi. If you like Free Spirit Equestrian, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything Free Spirit Equestrian or any more updates, and I'll see you next time. Bye.